back for another episode of the Bad Ideas podcast with Danish Hameed. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you very much. Thank you for asking. How's it going at your end?
It's going good. Glad to have you here. Um, you told me that we're not alone on this show because of your
Okay.
story. Can you introduce your guests too?
Okay, which one? Like this one?
That one, that one. You're coming to us from the recovery room, which I think is amazing. Grateful to have you here and working through it, which is also amazing.
Yeah, it's really hard. Like, last 3 weeks, I'm using only my left hand for eating, for everything.
Yeah, but you can type now. You were telling me you can move your fingers a little
Yeah,
bit, right?
I can type somehow, but I'm using my left hand. And yes,
Yeah,
speech to text as well.
yeah. I don't think we really need to do a bad idea show because I think working with only one hand at your level is a bad idea on its own. But you're Superman. So your role for everyone who's watching, you're the CTO of RMsoft. You guys are a massive team. There's like 1,000 people, right? 1,000 plus.
No, it's 240.
240 just on the engineering team.
Yes.
Yeah, it was still a massive, massive team. The global organization, and you got there from business development first, right?
That's
So
right.
you didn't come straight through tech. That's a crazy journey. Why don't you tell us about it? Where did it start? How'd you get there?
Okay, so I started as a business development executive because before that, while during the studies, I was like doing some, working as a customer success a manager. So I love to talk with people, like, on the call centers, and I worked with eBay, I worked with Amazon Sport, so it's amazing experience. So after that, I joined as a business development executive. A very initial, the very you can say that the basic role I joined in the company.
Uh-huh.
And after that, the best thing is like after every 2 years, I got promoted, and executive to team lead to manager, manager to head of department, and now I promoted as a chief technology officer. So this
From
is the
business development. So, did you study engineering in school? Like
yeah.
anything
I've
technical?
done like business honors.
Hmm. That's wild. So from the service side to the technology side, but it's so your company is predominantly customer facing, right? It's B2B. You're building solutions for other businesses.
Yes, we have many business streams. One is B2B, then B2C, C2C as well. And the other
Yeah,
part is the best thing, like we are official Odoo partner, Salesforce partner, and official
hmm,
Microsoft partner as well.
that's huge. All right, so you're helping build in all those areas. Um, that's probably why having you in the CTO role is so valuable because you're able to kind of build a bridge between the customers and the developers. Is that the superpower?
That's right.
That's
That's
really cool.
you can say a good technique how to
Yeah.
turn, because when you're dealing with the client and there are hundreds of other you can say the companies, the business development executives, they are in communication. So how you
Mhm.
can grab the project, that's something like a technique you can how you can do that.
And well, you've mastered it, right? That's probably why you keep getting promoted every couple of years.
Yeah.
That and you come to work with a broken arm. That's another thing that'll keep you
Obviously,
moving up
just
the
imagine
ladder.
that I got this accident, and right after 3 to 4 hours, I was like in the office.
That's insane. Yeah,
Not even a
not
single
me.
day.
Not me. All right, all right. Um, that's such a wild story. Starting on the business development side and then moving over to technology. I mean, I'd say for like every one developer that moved into sales, there's like zero point zero 0.01 people in sales and customer service that like moved into engineering. So it's just really cool to kind of see that, especially in an age like today where technology is so complex and your responsibilities are far beyond customer relationships. It's
Yeah,
architecture and liability and
I
yeah.
must say that it's really a hard journey. I just told you just one single line, but ultimately you can imagine that as a business development executive, nobody, think about that one day he will become the CEO as
The
well.
CTO. Yeah.
Just remember that, like, CTO is not the goal. There is a possibility when we maybe in the future, after a year or two, I will be the CEO of this company as well. So the point is that the
Can we
point
put that on the air?
no, seriously, the point is that your aim always must be high. Otherwise, what
Mhm.
happens is that after 10 years, you still remain, maximum you grow business development manager. That's it. You won't go, upside as well. But from the day first, when I gave the interview on this company, they asked me like, where you see yourself after 5 years. So I literally mentioned over there the C levels in the company in 5 years.
Mhm.
And at
Mhm.
that time, he just, the CEO, he just smiled that, okay, it means that we should we should not hire you. So
Yeah,
ultimately,
yeah.
yeah, obviously, the ultimate point is that you always aim your goal, aim always high. It doesn't matter. Like,
Mm.
if Microsoft CEO becomes the Indian, and the Google CEOs, so they always have. See, we just need to know one thing: CEO is just a title, job title. That's it, nothing else, right?
Mhm.
So
Oh,
anybody,
responsibility. Little bit of responsibility. Yeah. That's some inspiration too. That'll be our clip from the show. All right. So 2 years you'll be the CEO and then like emperor after that. Is that the plan? You
After
know?
that, there will be new branches, there will be new things, and
Okay.
there will be a fractional CEO as well on the other companies as well. And yeah,
Yeah.
there's so many plans.
That's amazing. That's amazing. All right. So the other reason too, people are wondering like, one, how did I find you, someone who started in service and is now running technology and soon to be CEO? But two, why is it so exciting to get to talk to you about bad ideas? And I think one of the things we talked about when we first met was building teams, and the way you structure people. And I think that's the superpower for everything. For someone who kind of pursues bad ideas all the time on a personal level outside of the podcast, like you can have all the ideas you want, but if you can't organize people around them, like they never get out of your head. And I think that's something you seem to have figured out, which is why your success has been so meteoric. So, mind me sharing some of that, like how you think about building teams? How do you identify a problem and how you organize people around solving that problem? I thought that thinking was really interesting.
Yeah, so basically, again, I, came from bottom to top, and I have gone through, I have seen a lot of things. I have
Yeah.
seen how team works. I have seen, the culture. I have evolved myself, and ultimately, I always learn about, like, how to move forward, how to generate business, how to, get the client attracts and all that stuff. So when it comes to the team building, because when you're manager level, this is your responsibility to manage your team, and this is the really crucial thing, because everyone is not the same, everyone is not smart, everyone is not extraordinary, everyone has a unique skill set, right, which you don't have,
Mhm.
which I don't have, right? So I strongly believe on that. So
Mhm.
when it comes to the team building, yeah, just imagine that if you have 10 superstars who have the superpowers, they are all
Mhm.
shining stars for you, right?
Mhm.
So I don't think so. Like, this is not a good team for me, for myself.
Yeah.
If you have all shining stars, obviously there's no what you can say, they are working very well. There's nothing like you are doing something, you're managing the team. The
Mhm.
best thing is that the combination of team, you can make mid-level, juniors, seniors, the best salespersons, the best marketing purpose. So you need to make a team who have the combination of all kind of resources, and that's really important. Otherwise, what will happen in that other case? All that you can, I don't want to use that word, but some are who are not too much active, who are not, you can say that, a bit intellectual or something. they are not going to earn something. So they learn from your team members. They learn from the colleagues who are doing exceptionally good. So I, myself, when I make up the team, I always, choose the people. Okay, we have, two-person who are really doing good job, and under those two-person, we have, the other two persons who are, in the mid-level, and I need to add four new fresh graduates under them. So that is the combination, because the best combination is the seniors and the fresh, because
Mm.
freshers always have a power, they have charge, they have, more, they are active on that, they have new
Mhm.
ideas. And the experienced ones, they have experience, they have gone through this process.
Yeah.
So the seniors and the freshers, the combination of these two are really important.
Yeah. So they kind of balance each other, like fresh ideas plus structure equals evolution type of thing.
Yes, definitely. You can say that, like, because you can ultimately grow and you can evolve with mixture of experiences, mixture of.
Hmm.
So that is the
Well, I think
best.
that's what you always wind up with too, right? Because you can't only hire superstars. Like, and I think your point earlier was interesting too. It's that in their own way, everyone kind of is a superstar, and maybe that's really the challenge. Like finding the superpower and finding ways to pair that superpower with someone else.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you're not hiring the fresh graduates, right, you
Hmm.
cannot find new talent, you cannot find new things, new superpowers. So
Hmm.
you always need to, you just need to give the directions. And trust me, the developer, if we talk about the developer, if they have, like, 7 years of experience, they are somewhere stuck because they are doing the same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing. And their energy level, after some time, 5, 6, 7 years, energy level down. They know they have experience, but energy level down. But if we talk about, like, the fresh graduates, the energy level is high. And
Hmm.
ultimately, after, you hire 10 resources, I guarantee you three of them definitely gonna be the shining star. So
Yeah.
find them. Yes, definitely. So this is how you're building up the teams. You add more resources into it, and you choose from those that, okay, they are doing a really good job, and we need to promote them. So when we promote
Hmm.
them, obviously they go on the higher level, and we need to hire more. So this is the strategy. You need to always pick up the new, resources from the market, right? From the universities, from, doing the, you can say, the summer internships, these kind of things. These are really important, really, really important, because 3 months are more than enough to, to judge anyone, to,
Yeah.
how their capabilities and how they're working and all this stuff. The 3 months are more than enough.
Hmm. That's awesome. That's super good advice. I think a lot of the small business guys that watch the show like never get to the point where they can even think about hiring at that scale. But I think that's the real magic. Like as much as the idea is exciting, I think being able to put a team behind it is what really makes it grow because there's only so much you can drive yourself.
That's
You
right.
know, there's a kind of like almost unlimited potential for you to pursue with other people behind you.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was like, before this, like, I just want to mention it. There's Delphi.ai. And I was
Yeah.
like exploring that. You can create your own clone, your
Yeah. Yeah.
yourself. So from the day first, that's my, you know, the priority, the high priority, that I want to create my clones. I want to set up my clones, because if you transfer your knowledge to the others, they will, you can say, the move upwards, and they will definitely grow that. So that's something I always want to create, my 100% clones to myself, not only
All
one, not twice,
right.
as many as I can.
All right. All right. I wonder if our bad idea today is cloning yourself. That would be poetic. But this seems like a good time to transition. You ready?
Yep.
All right. Let's see what the bad idea we got is. So I'll read this out to you. Then we'll spend a couple minutes making fun of why it's so bad. And then when we run out of bad stuff to say, we'll see if we can make it good. So here we go. Our bad idea today is it's an AI library book matchmaker. A library AI that recommends your next 3 books based on past borrowing history, with or without your permission.
Okay.
Aren't libraries free? Like they're free in the US. Are they free in India or Pakistan?
Not exactly, but somewhere you can say that somehow somewhere it's free, but not throughout the country.
Okay.
But ultimately, yeah, AI library.
So, I mean, doesn't that torpedo the idea on its own? If nobody's paying for the library now, how does an AI enhance utilization, especially when books are digitized? Like you're building a tool for the wrong market.
But I see that there are a lot of the people who like to read the book, because when you hold up the book and you're reading, I'm comparing with the digital one, right, the digital copy.
Yeah.
So the people who actually they are used to read the books, they cannot move to the digital copies and the online books. They don't enjoy that. So
Mhm.
I strongly believe that it's hard, but the uh, it's really hard to convince them to move over the
To
digital books.
digital.
Yeah.
Well, so if they won't move to digital books, are they going to engage with an AI when they're at the library? Like,
Yeah, I must say that because if it's AI library, it means that there must be something like generative AI include as well. So
yeah,
the simple books without animations, without interesting things, it's for me at least myself, because on the last day of the university, I decided I will not touch any book anymore because that was really hard. But still, after that, I always purchase the books, right? So it's always
yeah.
good to that. But again, I think that's, is it a bad idea?
I think this is a bad idea. Here's my perspective. Like,
Oh,
you need to solve a problem, and it is solving a recommendation engine problem, right? And we'll talk about movies in a minute because I think that needs this more than the libraries do. But um, the
I
library is not the right place. Like people going to the library are not looking for technology; they're looking for like almost an escape from technology. So if you introduce something super high tech there, you're almost disrupting that. You know?
there is still some libraries where you get the membership and you have the access to all the books and you can get it and you can read one by one. So it's a great thing.
Mhm.
But I believe that the AI library is really interesting thing. Why is that?
Yeah.
Because just imagine that if you don't like to read book, and if it's something related by AI is recommended, you have to go to that one. And plus on that book with the content, if there is some kind of uh, interesting things adds up, some animation, something like behind the scenes what is happening, what something like that, the voice we can add at the behind, and some the scenes, especially after ending the chapters, there could be a quiz about that specific chapter. There could be
So
some.
you're inventing something right now. So you see this as the AI is the library. So like you're reading the book with the AI. Is that what you're seeing?
Obviously, yes. That's really
That's
interesting thing.
wild.
It
Well, that's what
really
you were talking about. It's your idea.
if this is something happen AI library, and it's not, see, just it's really hard to read the book like this. Just imagine
I
that you're
agree.
reading, and on the other side there is something happening, and after the book there are some very interesting things, the activities, something like you just fill it out something and you get that, okay, how much you remember that, what is happening inside that. So That's something really good idea. Not a bad
Yeah.
one.
So that's turning this into, so this idea, as I read this, this is just an AI that matches you with your next hardcover book inside of a library. What you're talking about is a library that is totally like you're in the AI and it recommends a book to you, you read the book, but it's also animating and like
Yeah.
narrating for you
And
and interacting with you while you're involved. That's pretty cool.
and the best thing is that if I want to think about like which book I want to start, right? So
Mhm.
I have no idea about that. I need to do some search. Okay, let's talk about like find the book something like this. So AI based means that if AI knows something about some questions, what do
Mhm.
you do, what are your profession, what do you like, what do you don't like, after that if AI recommends that okay you should recommend you should go through these three books or one to two books, so that's amazing. And after that if
Mhm.
there's something kind of rewards, I think that's something we can engage the audience in a very good way, and it also generate some value in it as well.
Yeah. Well, see, that's something that I think has broad market appeal because it's all digital. You can promote that to everybody. It's straight B2C. Um, and I think it'd be fairly light to train on because all the books are structured data. So you could build it pretty fast, right?
Yes, it is.
Mhm. You just need to, it's the licensing that's the main challenge. You'd need all of the publishers to find some sort of way to monetize your access.
You can say that there's a one very famous that is Get Books. We recently,
Hmm.
it's related to this one. So we recently designed that project previously. So their aim
Yeah.
is also related to same that books are not easily available, right? So the
Mhm.
ultimate is that it's not an AI library, but this is something like you just get one subscription and you have the access to all the books. And when you have a
Yeah.
lot of users, and you have the licenses of each book, something you just purchase and you just put it over there, so you can do that. You cannot download it, but you can read it over the that application. You can do that. So I think that's really interesting. And even if you engage with your you can invite someone else as well, that I am starting reading this book and you are in the same profession, and you guys I think that that will be, we can enhance this as well into more features into
Mhm.
it. This is really
Mhm.
interesting. By the way, I'm
Yeah,
actually
yeah. I think
thinking about
that,
the startup on this.
yeah, that's, well, that's
Library.
not a bad idea. That's virtual. So I was going to bring up movies. I mentioned this earlier. I don't, what's your number one AI? Which generative AI do you use the most?
I like the Grok.
Yeah, I use Grok too. So I have one discussion with Grok just called movies, um, and I'm very picky about movies. But
Mhm.
what I do, so like I ask it to generate like lists of 5 or 6 recommendations, and I give it feedback on every one. So it's its own
Yeah,
little training schedule. Um, and by the time it gets to a recommendation I want to watch, I watch the movie and then give it feedback on what I liked and didn't like about the movie. So it's just one long historical thread. And we're at the point where when I feel like watching something, I can just ask it, give me the
yeah,
next three, and one of those three will be exactly what I'm looking for. Um, and that's like none of the Netflix doesn't have that, Hulu doesn't have that, Amazon
Mhm.
doesn't have that. It's just whatever they happen to have available, and then the trending. Um, but that's like it's movies, not books, but that's a valuable thing, especially with so much video content out there.
Yes, it is. And you know what? The best thing about the Grok is, if you ask the GPT to, just let's say, for example, if you ask GPT to say someone, like if you're trying to train the GPT that say, the Nick is, a bad person or something, he denied that. I'm sorry, he can't do that. But the Grok, he literally, I noticed that he literally started abusing or something. So this is, if you compare the GPT and the Grok, this is the something like differentiated between them. So Grok is really open to that, and
Yeah.
it always do anything, whatever you ask.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not controlled.
Yeah.
But I think it's super valuable technology. So back to the library spin that you had, having some sort of virtual library that lives inside of an AI, I think is super powerful. So you can almost just ask it, like, "Hey, what do I read next?" and it pulls it up for you. That's a pretty special thing.
Yeah, and I think there is a strong connection with the books and the movies as well.
You think
Just
you're doing
imagine that.
both?
Yeah, there are so many, the stories are available which have the books as well, and they always, they also have the movies. Just like, which one is that? There's very famous kids. I don't have much interest in the movies, but still, there is. The person, the kids, like who have the mop, and they're just, which one, the movie name? Do you remember that?
Kids in a mop? I don't know.
I
Disney?
just forget the name, but the I think, again, the books and the movies, they have a very strong connection. And there's so many things. If you're reading some books, there is a possibility they said that, oh, you are reading this book, and there is a movie which is, based on this story. It's also available, and it is recommended by the AI. I think that's a perfect idea
Yeah.
on that.
So AI content discovery. So you're inventing something. Um, I want to pull one last big tidbit of information out of you because it seems to be one of your many superpowers. So you come up with this idea. Say you're going to do like the AI recommendation engine for movies and books, and say you built a proof of concept. So you have some sort of training data, you have an interface, you can demonstrate that it's real. Turn your sales hat on. Like, how do you approach a publisher or a movie studio to get them to license their content?
Okay, so that is another thing. How to deal with the publishers? Obviously, they won't allow that. Uh, I think the right way is that we should onboard the publishers as well, and some kind of loyalty, or some part we need to, on every, one access to the movie or something, the books, publisher should get some reward against that. Let's say, because ultimately this is not absolutely free, there must be some kind of subscription. So after that you will have the access, and we can also, limit it to maybe, 3 movies or something, kind of 4 movies, or x amount of books per month. But ultimately, we can only offer them that you will also get some reward against each subscription, something. So that is because the main source are the publishers, and we can get them on board as well. What do you think about that?
So you just approach them with like a rev share. So like they get a
Yeah,
percentage of the
obviously, like,
subscriptions that consume there.
in this era, everything is on, the Web3 and the blockchain. So I think the Web3 main concept is that whoever participate on anything, they will get their shares. So I think this is the best way to engage the people with you, onboard them, and give them their share, and that's it. The equity, you can say that.
Real equity, right? All right. All
Just
right. Well,
like, yes.
you made that much more exciting than I thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to spend time making fun of like old people in a library trying to use an AI, but you put the library inside of the AI, which I think is very creative.
I am actually thinking about to, discuss with you after every 2 to 3 weeks to get and generate a bad idea to get. So
Well, you guys can
literally,
build it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So literally, you know, the ideas when you're discussing with someone, and
Mhm.
the brainstorming sessions, it really generates something new. Just imagine that it's just, uh, few minutes, like we are discussing with each other, and we actually generated a new thing, a new idea.
Well,
And I'm
you did
serious.
that. This is all you. I'm just the court jester here.
I'm just
But
thinking
yeah,
what
no.
how you add the value by giving the the bad ideas. Okay, how about the movies? Like, we were stuck in the the books and the
Mhm.
publishers, and then you add a new thing into the movies.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
really good thing. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, I think we're in a funny place in time where there's a ton of content and there's a ton of processing power, but there's no one putting the two together, like helping you use the processing power to consume the content. And I think you kind of started that with the AI library, and I'm using it a little bit with the movies, but maybe someone needs to make a way for everyone to do that.
Yeah, and there's one more thing. Let's say if we are not going to, if any publisher is not, understand and is not on your terms, so AI can recommend that. It doesn't mean that AI can say that, okay, you must, read the Lean Startup book. If you want to buy that, click on it, and you can buy that subscription from that publisher. So
Ah,
this is also possible that if you
you can
have, let's
monetize
say
it.
if you have hundreds of publisher and 50, 60, 70 publishers on board and 40 are not, or you cannot access them maybe. So what we can do is that AI can recommend that. After that, it's up to you. If you want to, you're really interested on that, you can go and, read that book from there.
That's a great idea. That's a
So
super great idea.
ultimately,
And you
you
could
are
almost,
redirecting the users,
yeah,
this web application to the others as well.
there you go. So you can build the AI now with no publishers and just refer out and then start approaching the ones that you're referring to most.
Yeah.
That's, look at this. We got a business.
Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
complete business, the business model. So there are always like, I will still. Do you have any idea about the lovable.org?
No.
It's amazing. It's
No.
amazing. Just put this idea to the lovable.org and it will generate the complete UI, UX, functional, everything. You can get it just in just minutes. That's it.
It's lovable.org.
Yeah, sorry, lovable.dev.
Oh, .dev.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So whatever we discussed today,
Hmm.
just put it over there as a prompt, and it will start generating and everything. Everything your idea turn into you know a successful. So don't do this. This is my idea, and I
Yeah,
will
I won't do it.
it
I
myself.
won't do this one. Oh, that's cool. All right, lovable. We'll put this in the show notes. But this is great. This went in a totally different direction than I thought it was going to. Um, Thank you for the creativity. What's next for you? So you're going to be the CEO, or maybe you'll be the CEO of multiple companies at the same time. Is that what I heard?
For sure, of course. And when
Okay.
I will promote it as a CEO, I will definitely, let you know that's wherever you see yourself. One day, I believe that you will be over there. It doesn't matter how,
Mhm.
but you must at least think about that. Okay, I have to be, and you will be. That's the main point.
Mhm. No, it's inspiring, inspiring. But this brainstorm was inspiring too. We created a bit. We could be the CEO of this company. It would be fun.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. If people want to get in touch with you, just go to the company website or get you on LinkedIn. What's the best way?
My LinkedIn is the best way to approach me.
Hmm.
So I think that's the best way.
Perfect. I'll get your link in the show notes when we put this live, and we'll get it out in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much for coming by. This was tons of fun.
Perfect. That's great. And don't steal my idea.
I will not. I will not. Thank you so
No, you
much.
will enjoy that. Thank you very much.